Chosen ones, September 22nd is not just another day marked on your calendar. It is a divine appointment, a sacred awakening moment designed specifically for you. For decades you've walked through storms, endured losses, and carried wisdom carved by time itself. And now, God is saying, this is the day I test not to break you, but to reveal you. On September 22nd, you will notice the atmosphere shift. The conversations around you may feel different. The looks from loved ones may carry unexpected weight. Don't dismiss it, it's a divine signal. This day is an awakening of your spirit, a call to rise higher, to respond differently, to show the world that every year of your life has been preparation. September 22nd will not test your strength, it will reveal your grace. You are stepping into your finest hour. On September 22nd, the divine test will not come dressed as a crisis in the world outside. It will arrive quietly, almost invisibly, through those closest to you. Your spouse may speak a word that feels sharp. A son or daughter may seem distant or dismissive. A friend you've trusted for decades may disappoint you. At first, you may be tempted to react with frustration, to let old wounds take control. But remember this, the test is not about them. It is about you. The real question heaven is asking is simple. Will you respond with the same patterns that kept you stuck in the past, or will you rise into the new grace God has placed upon your life? For those in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, this test carries even more weight. At this stage of life, the stakes are no longer just personal, they are generational. Your children, your grandchildren, even the younger believers who look to you for guidance are quietly watching how you carry yourself. They will learn more from your patience than from any sermon. So when the test comes, pause, breathe, choose words that build instead of destroy. A simple, I understand, can heal, where silence once created distance. A smile instead of a sigh can soften years of tension. September 22nd will expose the triggers that once controlled you, but it will also give you a holy chance to show that you are no longer mastered by pain. The hidden test in familiar faces is not meant to push you away from love, it is meant to deepen it. Every time you respond with grace, you are teaching those closest to you that God's presence in you is real. And that is how you pass. For years, perhaps decades, you may have noticed the same cycles repeating. Arguments that never resolve, family misunderstandings that resurface, friendships that falter over the same small issues. These are not random. They are spiritual patterns designed to trap you in loops of frustration. On September 22nd, God's test will bring these patterns into the light not to shame you, but to free you. Old emotions may rise unexpectedly. A look from your partner might stir memories from years ago. A word from a loved one might feel like a reopened scar. But this time is different. You are different. The wisdom earned over a lifetime has prepared you to recognize what once kept you bound. Breaking free means choosing differently. Instead of replaying the same script, anger, withdrawal, silence, you will pause and rewrite the ending. You will speak life where there was tension, forgiveness where there was offense, and compassion where there was misunderstanding. And here is something new. Create a ritual of release on September 22nd. Write down the patterns that have followed you, resentment, fear, bitterness, and burn the paper as a sign of letting go. Or gather your family and offer a blessing instead of a complaint. These simple acts will shift the atmosphere, proving that you are no longer a prisoner of yesterday. Remember this truth. September 22nd is not testing your strength to endure the old, it is opening the door to a brand new future. By choosing love over ego, peace over conflict, you will break cycles not just for yourself, but for your family line. Your children and grandchildren will inherit freedom because you decided to stop repeating history. This is your divine chance to break free. And when you do, you will not only pass the test, you will step into a life no longer chained by the past. Chosen ones, one of the greatest lessons of September 22nd is this. Your life is no longer about comfort, it is about legacy. The test you will face on this day is not simply about avoiding conflict or staying calm. It is about the seeds you will plant in the hearts of those around you. Think about it. When your grandchildren look back years from now, what will they remember about you? Will they remember impatience, sharp words, or silence that created distance? Or will they remember your calm, your gentleness, your ability to turn moments of tension into lessons of love? At this stage of life, you have already proven your resilience. You've endured loss, health battles, financial struggles, and heartbreaks. But the real treasure God has entrusted to you is the ability to influence generations that come after you. Your response on September 22nd will echo beyond this single day. It will ripple into the future. This test is not about winning an argument. It is about shaping character. It is about modeling grace to your children and grandchildren in a world that is desperately lacking examples of patience, forgiveness, and unconditional love. So, when the opportunity comes, resist the urge to retreat into silence or lash out in frustration. Instead, ask yourself, what do I want my family to learn from me in this moment? Then act in a way that will become a story they repeat long after you are gone. The legacy of September 22nd is not about how easy the day felt. It is about how you chose to carry yourself in a way that proves to everyone, heaven included, that your life has been preparation for such a time as this. There is a new activity heaven is calling you to embrace. On September 22nd, a practice I call the Circle of Blessing. This is not just about passing your personal test. It is about transforming your relationships into sacred ground. Here's how it works. Gather your closest circle, even if it's only one person. Sit with them, face to face, and speak blessings out loud. Bless their health, their future, their family, their dreams. Bless them in ways they may have never heard before. If they are not physically with you, write them a letter or call them, and let your voice become the channel of divine encouragement. Why is this so powerful? Because the enemy often uses our closest circle as the channel for discouragement, misunderstanding, and conflict. But God is now asking you to flip the script. Instead of reacting with hurt, you will respond with blessing. Instead of seeing your inner circle as a source of tension, you will transform them into a source of healing. Imagine the impact. A child who has only known criticism suddenly hears words of affirmation. A spouse who has carried the weight of unspoken tension suddenly feels seen and valued. A friend who expected distance suddenly encounters warmth. These blessings will break walls that years of arguments could not. And here is the truth. When you bless others, you bless yourself. Your own heart will feel lighter. The heaviness you've carried for years will lift as you release life-giving words into your circle. On September 22nd, don't just prepare to face a test. Prepare to plant blessings that will bloom for years. The circle of blessing is your secret weapon. It will not only help you pass the test, but also transform your relationships into holy ground, where God's love is alive and undeniable. Chosen ones, when September 22nd arrives, you may feel shaken, not by disaster, but by revelation. Think of it as a spiritual earthquake, silent to the outside world, but powerful within. Conversations that once felt normal may suddenly stir deep emotions. Memories long buried may resurface. Old fears may whisper again. But don't mistake this shaking for weakness. It is heaven's way of exposing the cracks that still need healing. Like an earthquake reveals hidden faults in the earth, this day will reveal where your soul still holds on to bitterness, regret, or fear. But here is the gift. These cracks are not signs of failure. They are invitations for God's healing power to flow through you. Every tremor is a reminder that you are alive, awake, and ready for transformation. So, when the shaking comes, don't resist it. Let it reveal. If tears rise, let them flow. If forgiveness surfaces, speak it out. If courage calls you to say something you've held back, obey that nudge. The earthquake of the soul is not here to destroy you. It is here to rebuild you stronger. And when the ground settles, you will notice something extraordinary. What once triggered you will no longer hold power. What once weighed you down will feel lighter. September 22nd will shake off the dust of old wounds and leave you standing on firmer spiritual ground than ever before. Beloved, September 22nd is not just a test, it is a gateway. Beyond this day lies a new chapter of your journey, a chapter defined not by survival, but by significance. You are no longer called to carry yesterday's burdens. You are called to carry tomorrow's hope. Think of this moment as a doorway. On one side is everything familiar, old patterns, old fears, old ways of responding. On the other side is freedom, peace, and a deeper connection with God and your loved ones. The question is simple: will you step through? Stepping through the gateway means you choose love over ego. You choose legacy over comfort. You choose blessing over complaint. It's not about perfection, it's about willingness. Willingness to trust God's process, even when the test feels uncomfortable. And here is the promise: once you step through, you won't go back the same. The way you speak will change. The way you see others will shift. The way you carry yourself will radiate wisdom and grace that others cannot ignore. On September 22nd, God is not testing you to break you. He is revealing that you are ready. Ready to live as proof that age does not limit purpose, and that every season of life can be fruitful. Step through the gateway with courage. Step through with faith. Step through with the confidence that heaven is cheering you on. Because on the other side of this test, your finest hour begins. Chosen ones, September 22nd is not a day to fear, it is a day to embrace. This divine test is not about exposing your weakness, but about revealing your strength. It is God's way of showing you that the wisdom, the patience, and the love you've cultivated over a lifetime are ready to shine. Through familiar faces, through subtle words, through hidden emotions, you will be tested. But remember, every response of grace is a victory. Every choice of love is a breakthrough. Every blessing you speak into your circle is a seed that will bloom for generations. This is not the end of your journey. This is the beginning of your finest chapter. You are stepping into legacy. You are stepping into freedom. You are stepping into a future where your presence itself is a testimony of God's faithfulness. So when September 22nd comes, lift your head high, walk with peace, speak with wisdom, love with courage, because this is your moment, chosen one. And when you pass this test, heaven will open a new door, and you will know beyond all doubt, your finest hour has just begun.